Hi guys, so I'm gonna tell you guys about my surgery and when I'm gonna be having it, and what I already went through to come to surgery and all the planning and stuff. So if you didn't watch my scoliosis video yet, I made a whole video on what I have, like what my curvature is and stuff. This is actually a new photo of my spine, and this is one that was taken in March. There's quite a difference. Yeah. I went to the doctor on today's the 17th, and I went there. It's Friday. I went there on Tuesday, I'm pretty sure, and I actually found out that it got 2 to 1 degree worse, and that's bad. So yeah. I used to be 4'3.5", and now I'm 4'2". So it went down by an inch. But my back did get worse, and we thought my back was gonna get worse like every year, like 1 inch worse, but it got 2 inches worse. So good thing that I'm getting surgery, because then it would have been really worse. And yeah, so I'm getting surgery next week, and I'm going to be videoing my whole entire surgery. Sorry if there's background noise. I live with people. Yeah. So there's going to be background noise. Hopefully the microphone is working well and stuff. So this month, I went to, actually it was last month, in May, I went to, what was the exact date that I went to the place? I went to the hospital, and at the hospital, a bunch of tests were run, just pre-surgery things, and I'm going to tell you all of them because I think it should be interesting. So on May 25th, I went to the hospital, and I have photos and everything. I'm going to share it with you right now. So I was going to be getting a blood test. So the night before, I couldn't eat anything from 12 to after I got the blood test. I couldn't eat anything, because then if you ever got blood done, you can't have any food or liquid in your system, because then it will screw with it, I guess. I have no idea. I'm not a scientist, but that's what I did. I didn't eat. And the day before that, actually May 23rd, was annoying. This has nothing to do with surgery, but I got if you're 16, you need to get your what is it called? Meta-nisis. I don't know. I'll put the name on the screen, but I had to get that second shot on the 23rd. So my left arm was already hurting. I got my blood done in my left arm. I'm a righty, so I didn't want to have it weird. So this was the first time I ever got blood done. I got blood done before, so it wasn't my first time, but I didn't remember it, and I didn't know what it was going to be like. So this was my first time getting my blood done. So we drove down to the hospital, and this was my first time being in the hospital. This is where I'm going to be getting my surgery done. So we were going to get a whole tour of the hospital, at least where I was getting my surgery done. And we actually drove there, and I was having the time of my life. I was trying not to think about the blood test because I don't like needles. I don't like blood. And yeah. So when I went to, the first thing that I did was we went in the hospital. We had to park the car, and that was the story on its own. But we parked it in this parking lot thingy. I have no idea. But we walked into the hospital. We went to where we were supposed to go, and we talked to this one lady that just told us everything we had to know about paperwork, what was going to be done today, everything. So we had no idea what was going to happen, because we thought we were only getting a blood test done, but we had a list of things to do. So I got a bunch of wristbands, and then I went to get my blood done. So when I walked into where I got my blood done, I had to get a pee sample done. So I peed Nick up and then put it on a table, and then it was blood test time. I asked her, how many vials of blood am I going to be getting done? And then she was like, 5. And then that's when I broke down. It was not a fun experience. A lot of people will tell you, your parents or somebody are probably going to be It's not that bad getting your blood done. You barely feel it. You won't even notice it's there. From a person that hates blood and hates needles, and is not tough with like blood itself, I'm going to be telling you my experience with getting my blood done. I'm not going to be putting a band-aid on it. I'm not going to be sugarcoating it. This is my experience. Everybody has a different experience with getting anything done. So if you're getting blood done soon, I'm praying for you. But yeah, so once I found out that I was getting 5 vials of blood done, we went through, this was like the waiting room, a bathroom, like the front desk, and then like a bunch of like curtains, and then she opened the curtain and there was a seat of death. That's what it was. I walked in, I sat, I actually like had a mental breakdown. I was like, Mom, I can't do this. I literally cannot do this. I cannot do this. She was like, you can do it. I sat in the seat. I was breaking down before a needle even touched my arm. I was breaking down before that rubber band even touched my arm. She was like, you gotta calm down. Like, I didn't even touch you with like a needle yet. And I was like hyperventilating. It was bad. So, she put the rubber band around my arm, and then she was like, okay, yeah. And then I was like putting my head in my mom's shoulder because I did not want to see the blood or else I was going to faint. So she put the needle in my arm. It was like a quick pinch. It didn't even feel like it was in my arm. Like after the pinch, I did not feel it in my arm. Obviously, if you don't like seeing like needles or hearing about needles, please skip this part because it's gonna be needle-licious. She put the needle right like here, right there, and the rubber band was like up here. She didn't have to like poke me up a million times to like find my vein. She literally just pushed it in and then it was good. I got the butterfly needle. When I got my shot done at my pediatrician, the nurse was like, ask for a butterfly needle because that is the thinnest needle and it does not feel like it's a needle and stuff. And then I was like, can I get the butterfly needle? And she was like, this is a butterfly needle. So I'm pretty sure they already just like used the butterfly needle already. So, but ask for a butterfly needle. It does not feel like anything. It just felt like a pinch. It felt like a shot, but like the shot, when you get a shot, like it's like this and then it feels like it's going into a bone or something. It feels like going into a muscle. This did not feel like it. It was just a pinch and then it didn't feel like it was in my arm. I had my head in my mom's shoulder. But then I was like, there's nothing to think about. Why am I here? Why am I in this room? And then I was like, wait, I have a needle in my arm getting blood taken out of me. And then like, as I was thinking of that, I started to get nauseous. And before they actually put the needle in my arm, when I was having a breakdown, she asked me to spell my first and last name, and I was like, Savannah, and I was like crying during all of it. And then she told me to spell my first and last name when I was getting my blood in my arm, when I was nauseous and felt like I was going to puke. So obviously, if I opened my mouth, I was going to puke. So I was like, Savannah, and then I like spelled my last name. And I'm pretty sure it was like mumbling, and it was like a whole different language, but it worked. She was like, it's almost over. I was like having a mental breakdown. I was like literally going to puke. I was nauseous. It was horrible. But it was cool in there. Like in the place itself. It's a good thing. If it was sweaty, I would have literally been like falling down. She was like, it's almost over. And I was like, is it done? And then she ripped off the rubber band and then it was done. And then she put the sticker thingy on my arm and I was like, it was so bad. And then, she was like, are you okay? And I was like, no. She was like, are you dizzy? And I was like, kinda. And then she laid me down, put the whole seat down. I was like crying, hyperventilating. She got like a wet napkin and then put it on my head. I was like, I cannot talk right now. They were talking about like getting me food because I don't know if like you ever got blood taken or if they ever like give you like apple juice after or whatever or like food, but they didn't do it that here. I was not hungry. When I'm nauseous, I do not eat. Don't dare put food near me when I'm hungry. When I'm nauseous because I'll puke. I was like, I am not hungry. Mom, I cannot eat right now. I literally will puke. After I laid down, I felt a sigh of relief, and then like my whole nausea went away. And then I looked over to my blood, and then I saw like my blood, my vials. It was kind of cool. Then she was like, "Are you ready to sit back up?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "You're really good at your job," because like I'm freaking crazy. Like I was horrible. She was like, "Are you good to walk?" And then I was like, "Yeah." She put me up a little bit. I sat down for like 5 minutes. Then when I walked, I was like, "Oh my god, I got my blood taken. I can do anything right now." And then I got chips and Gatorade at like the hospital cafeteria that my mom had to pay for. So yeah. After that, we went to another thing. I have no idea what these names are called, but after that we went to the reception office. Like after every single thing, we had to go back to that one office to tell us where to go next, which was kind of bull, because why couldn't you just put it down on like a paper to show us, like, and circle like the rooms where we had to go? But whatever. So after the blood test, I went to this one room, and it was for like your heart, and I literally went in there, and then I saw we walked through, and we saw like a bunch of people, like patients. They had needles, like they had IVs in them, needles. They had IVs in them. They were on like hospital beds. It was scary. We walked in, I laid down on this one bed, and then this like doctor started putting like stickers all on me, and I was like, what the heck is happening? Like, what is this? I was like, what is this? And he was like, oh, it's for like your heart or whatever. So he was putting it in scientific terms. I have no idea. I was like, oh, this is cool. So then he really put all these stickers on me, hit a button. I didn't feel anything. And he was like, okay, you're done. I was like, what? What the hell was that? But I put it on the screen what the scientific term is, and what it actually is. But it was faster than the friggin' blood test, and that was my favorite test. So after that, we went back to the room where they told us where to go, the reception's office, and then I went to get x-rays on my back. We sat there. That was the longest wait. There was literally nobody in there except like one person, but that person wasn't even getting an x-ray done. I got my x-ray done, and yeah. My only tip when you're getting x-rays is don't wear a metal bra. Always wear like a sports bra with no metal in it, because then you don't have to take it off. After our x-ray done, we left, and we couldn't find our car in the car garage. That was hell. After we like drove an hour away, I was getting, well, for my blood test, I was like trying to bug my mom to drive me to get donuts. And so we drove to get donuts. Then we got a call from the hospital saying, oh, yeah, you weren't done yet. Are you still at the hospital? And we were like, no. And we were supposed to meet with my anesthesiologist, which is a pretty big deal, because obviously this anesthesia is going to be making me go to sleep when I am in surgery for 4 hours. But I also had to talk to my nurse about my whole surgery. We were going to be talking through the whole thing. And then we were like, okay, we could do this on the phone. But then I was like, okay, I really want to go, because like I'm missing a whole big part of like the tour and everything. So we drove back to the hospital, and then the anesthesiologist talked to me and asked me questions. I didn't get like any tests done. I don't even know if there were supposed to be tests, but it's just like questions. Have you ever had a problem with anesthesia? No. Yeah. Boom. Done. Well, I haven't, but like those were the questions and stuff. We talked about the whole thing about what's going to happen before surgery, after surgery, and everything like that. What's going to be happening in surgery. What's going to be happening in surgery is I'm going to be like going in the morning of, and then I'm going to be putting under anesthesia, getting some IVs in me, and I'm going to be out for 4 to 5 hours. And then when I wake up, I'll have a catheter in me, which is a thing in my bladder, so I don't need to get up to pee. The catheter will be taken out the day after surgery, and if I'm lucky, my IVs will probably be taken out the day after surgery too. But yeah, so I also found out that like all about surgery and stuff, and like everything. Also, I found out that an IV is actually like a tiny flexible tube, which I didn't know. I thought it was a needle. It's not a needle. Anyway, so that's the whole hospital experience of what you do after surgery. And then I went to, this week on the 14th, I went to my spine doctor, which is the doctor that's actually going to be like using my spine. And we did some x-rays. We found out that my spine's actually worse than it was last time. And then I asked a bunch of questions about like, oh, when am I going to be able to swim again after surgery? How long surgery is going to take? How big is the incision going to be? Is going to be heavy when I wake up, like my back. My doctor told me that when I like get up after surgery to walk, they get you up real quick. I'm not going to be able to feel it in my back, like the titanium rods. I'm not going to feel heavy. It's going to be like the same. The spine is going to be, I'm going to draw a picture right here, but that's where like the incision is going to be. And they're going to stitch me up with dissolvable stitches, so I'm not going to have to get my stitches removed after surgery. And I'm going to be able to take a shower right after surgery if I wanted to, which I'm probably not going to want to do, but I can. It's not going to like get in my cut or whatever. And yeah, so that's that. My doctor told me that after a week after my surgery, I have an appointment to come back to like just see how it's doing, make sure I don't have an infection, which is rare, but make sure I don't have an infection, make sure I don't have any problems going on. Then a week after that, I could probably go back and like swimming and stuff. I just need to like take it easy and stuff. Obviously, there is a huge recovery happening. You just ripped open your whole entire back. And yeah, also, yeah, that's really it. Now it's about where have I been. Now, enough talk about surgery. I'm going to be filming the whole entire like recovery, what's before surgery and stuff. And yeah, I'm going to be showing you guys that and stuff. Now it's time for where have I been on YouTube. So on YouTube, I uploaded my last video like a month ago. I'm pretty sure I'm going to look it up right now because I want to know the exact date and what that exact video was. I uploaded my permanent spring break exit 0 video a month ago and it got 2 views. So this is my YouTube channel. If you didn't yet be following me or subscribe to me, make sure to subscribe. I now going to upload videos every Monday. I took a little break because I got my driver's permit and I wanted to drive, and then I got my first job, and then I had to go away from my job because I'm obviously getting surgery, but I'm going to be going back to my job when my doctor clears me and says I'm fine to go back to my job. So I'm definitely going to be going back to work after I'm cleared to, but until then, I'm going to be making videos for YouTube. I do not get paid on YouTube, so this is just for fun. My entertainment, I'm probably going to be editing a bunch when I'm in surgery. Not in surgery, duh, I'm going to be sleeping. When I'm out of surgery because I'm going to have nothing better to do. And please comment down below some Netflix recommendations or some show recommendations because I'm going to be in the hospital for like 3 days or as more as needed. And yeah. Yeah, if you guys want to know, if you guys have any questions about like surgery, like before surgery that I might know the answer to, comment down below because I'm free to answer any questions. I really like answering questions and I can make a whole video on answering questions. So anyway, that's the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Okay, bye!